Hello Skillr Boxers. Today, we're breaking down the pound for pound best boxer at long range. A fighter with quick and precise punches that connect from places and distances no one expects. Especially his opponents. Junto Nakatani is an underappreciated boxer making his way up the pound for pound rankings with devastating punches. His long limbs and tall frame for the division make him the perfect outside boxer. But it's not only his physical attributes, it's also how he maximizes them that gives him an advantage over his opponents. So if you want to learn the skills Nakatani uses to dominate his opponents from the outside, then this breakdown is for you. So let's start with his boxing stance. Nakatani fights as a southpaw with his feet wide apart.
Right out the gate, you see that long base of Nakatani.
Being a southpaw, he often faces opponents with the opposite stance, leading to frequent lead hand battles. This is one of Nakatani's greatest skills, but we'll cover it later in the video.
Throughout that bait, that's that lead hand he has there.
Despite being tall, he doesn't fight tall. Instead, he stays low with a wide stance, making full use of his reach.
I like the neutral posture of Nakatani, how he leans over like that and stays low. It's easy for a taller fighter to stand tall, and they oftentimes get hit by shorter fighters who know how to punch up.
He often bends at the waist, adopting a very bladed stance. By staying low, he meets shorter opponents at their height level, neutralizing shots like overhands, typically the weapon of choice for shorter boxers when there is a big height difference. He uses a long guard, extending his lead hand to control opponents in various ways. His long guard is fundamentally sound, with the lead hand extended, his elbows tucked in, and he uses the palm of his glove rather than the knuckles, providing a larger surface area and better control. Nakatani keeps his lead hand active, creating traffic to block, catch or parry many of his opponent's punches with minimal effort or commitment. But now, let's start with his first skill and find out exactly how he uses that long guard. Active lead hand. Starting with his jab, Nakatani utilizes two key variations. First, he employs a flicker jab, quick and snapping, allowing him to dictate the pace of the fight and score points with volume.
Professional fight round. See Nakatani in the white.
Other times, he uses a more powerful jab to land clean. In these cases, he throws a vertical jab. A jab with a semi-upward motion and the hand in a neutral or vertical position. This is particularly effective against orthodox fighters, as it threads through the traffic created by the opponent's lead hand. He often steps forward while throwing it, catching opponents clean.
That performance.
See enough right there.
And interestingly enough,
but his lead hand game doesn't stop at the jab. He uses lead hand traps to set up his vertical jab. Similar to other boxers like Alexander Usyk, he postures his lead hand high to bait opponents into engaging. Once they make contact or adjust their position, Nakatani lowers the hand to create an opening for his vertical jab.
he tries to shoot the right hand.
That is one of his great gifts with the lead hand, his relentless output of feints. He will constantly feint hand positions, shots and bother the opponent with the lead hand. The reason he controls the outside game so well is his array of probes with the lead hand. The probes will serve as a measure tool and a reference for Nakatani to understand his position and his opponent's. This will not only allow him to get out of range defensively, but to land his punches better, like we will see in his other skills. Nakatani also mixes up lead hand control techniques, transitioning seamlessly between jabs, pushes, pulls and posts. For example, when stepping back, he uses posts to destabilize and blind his opponents, further enhancing his lead hand arsenal.
Donnie Nietis in a WBO flyweight title that was fake.
Rodriguez jumped in the middle of the ring before the bell rang.
But now, let's move on to his rear hand. The perfect cross. Nakatani uses his extended lead hand as a measuring tool.
Oh, there was a
If the lead hand can touch or get close to the opponent, he knows the cross will land. As with proper rotation, the cross reaches further than the jab.
Take more chances.
Yep.
You see there, Nakatani.
That is why you'll often see him measure with the lead, then throw the cross. But the lead hand also serves as a tool to get into position. As reviewed in a previous breakdown, he will use the jab to set up his feet. He will throw the jab stepping forward with it, blinding or distracting the opponent from the following shot, the cross.
You can just tell Nakatani, he believes in his... Ooh! Hard. Funny there. Oh, there's that left hand again. Oh, hard left hand.
This will also make it more difficult to identify if it goes to the head or body.
Acosta lean forward.
He minds every detail technically, and will correctly rotate the knuckles at the last second to reach further and punch through the opponent's guard. A fundamentally perfect cross, which he can throw from inside or outside foot position.
Oh!
Now, his cross also transitions seamlessly into other long-range shots. Long-range shots. Nakatani's combinations rely on precise weight distribution. While throwing the cross, he shifts his weight from the back foot to the front, creating the momentum needed to follow up with a lead uppercut or swivel jab.
Into these shots. Nakatani, he looking for that uppercut.
That was the
on the
fake
inside.
you were looking for.
That's
right
the
there.
fake,
And
yes.
That caused
Maloney to get inside.
Which can also transition into a lead hook. His lead hook is especially interesting because he throws it with different hand positions, either vertically or horizontally. The horizontal hook is particularly effective against opponents who duck or move forward. A similar technique to Manny Pacquiao's lead hook.
Forward for the first time in the third round. Beautiful counter shot by Pacquiao.
Which he explained in this clip to Naoya Inoue.
It's not like that. It's not like that. You have to.
The vertical lead hook often can get evaded by ducking under it. But with the horizontal lead hook, when the opponent ducks, the trajectory can be adjusted.
That's it, just occupying that space, keeping them at...
You will see Nakatani use it exactly like that, adjusting the trajectory of the shot in a downward motion to catch opponents with even more precision.
Nakatani.
Working his way in. Bell rings, I'm coming ring. So you wanna.
He also excels at landing shots off the center line, especially rear hooks and overhands.
Tani's trunks and it's all Acosta's blood.
He will often keep the distance and remain out of range, waiting for the opponent on that back foot. When he wants to attack, he will transition his weight from the back foot to the front foot, and at the same time, with his head off the center line. So he does a diagonal with his head placing weight from back to front foot, while releasing his rear. Due to his long reach, he can be extremely precise, while remaining on a safe spot. Nakatani is equally adept at targeting the body from long range. Using similar positional principles, he steps forward to land his rear hand to the body, adding versatility to his arsenal.
Yeah, the J. More effort going back to the body, just like that.
However, while his long reach can be his greatest gift, it also comes with certain disadvantages. Flaws. It is no secret that body shots often expose you more than a shot to the head, as you are lowering the hands. For Nakatani, his long reach amplifies this vulnerability. When throwing hooks to the body, especially his rear hook, he risks exposing his head to counter hooks.
Undefeated recent world champion.
Additionally, while Nakatani is nearly flawless at long range, he struggles on the inside.
But you can tell Nakatani is uncomfortable on the inside. You can clearly see that.
Being tall and long-limbed is a disadvantage at close range, and Nakatani tries to compensate with volume and resilience. However, his skill set at close range is limited. His best tools in close quarters are uppercuts, cutting the action with a clinch or spinning the opponent around. Yet, he often stays and trades punches, which can be dangerous against powerful inside fighters. Despite these flaws, Junto Nakatani remains one of the most underrated and exciting boxing prospects today. A southpaw with one of the most complete lead hand games in boxing and deadly shots at long range. But now, we would love to know your opinion on the comments. What other skills or flaws do you see in Junto Nakatani? Let us know, and if the video was interesting, you can find more in our channel. And to your left, there's a video specially suited for you.